Hi, this is David Hardesty, and in this lecture we continue our study of the apportionment of income for multi-state income tax purposes with a look at the assignment of receipts from the sales of tangible personal property to states for purposes of calculating the receipts factor in each state. The objectives of this lecture are to understand the basic rule for sourcing of receipts from the sales of tangible personal property to the destination state, understand the difficulties faced by sellers of digital products when it is unclear if such products are tangible personal property, understand the special rules for throwing back receipts from sales of tangible personal property to the shipped from state when the seller is not taxable in the destination state. Understand the special rules for drop shipments where the seller is not taxable in either the destination state or the state from which sales are shipped. Let's first take a look at the basic rules for assigning receipts from sales of tangible personal property. For purposes of the receipts factor, most states assign receipts from sales of tangible personal property to the destination states. The destination state is usually the state to which tangible personal property is delivered. For example, assume Webco sells $1,500 worth of tangible personal property during the year, and of this amount, $150 is shipped to and received by customers in State A. Under the general rule, $150 of receipts is assigned to State A, and Webco's receipts factor in State A is 10%. Now let's look at the special problem of applying the basic rule to web-based sellers of digital products. As we will see in the next lecture, sales of digital products are classified under MTC regulations and by the states that have adopted these regulations as other than tangible personal property. However, if a state considers digital products to be tangible personal property, then the basic rule should apply. That is, digital products downloaded from a website will be assigned to the destination states. If, on the other hand, digital products are not considered to be tangible personal property, then these receipts would ordinarily be assigned to states using the rules for assigning receipts from sales of tangible personal property as discussed in the next lecture. In the case where digital products are tangible personal property assigned to destination states, difficulties will arise in identifying destination states since there is no physical shipment of the property. Now let's turn to the special throwback rules. Some states have adopted the throwback rule for receipts from sales of tangible personal property. Under this rule, a sale is assigned to the state from which tangible personal property is shipped when the seller is not taxable in the destination state, or the sale is to the U.S. government. In general, a seller is considered not taxable in a state if the seller does not have income tax nexus in that state. That is, if the destination state does not have the jurisdiction to tax the seller, then the seller is not considered taxable in that state for purposes of the throwback rule. Another special rule applies to drop shipment sales. In the case of tangible personal property, a sale will be assigned to the state from which the sale is made when the seller is not taxable in and does not have nexus in the destination state, and the seller is not taxable in the state from which the product is shipped. Although the drop shipment rule may seem relatively simple to apply, application of the rule is considerably complicated when the sale is made online. The problems in applying this rule arise when the sale is consummated on a web server, and that web server is located in a state other than the state where its sales personnel are located. The presence of the web server in another state requires us to consider whether the sale is made in that other state, in which case the sale would be assigned to that other state. As discussed in the text, there are a number of factors that we might consider in identifying where the selling activity takes place. These can include where the customer service takes place, where the server is located, where the people maintaining the server are located, where the people programming the website are located, and so on. Here's an example of a drop shipment sale. Webco is located in State A. Webco makes a sale to a customer in State B, and the product is shipped to the customer from a supplier in State C. Webco is not related to the supplier. If Webco does not have income tax nexus in State B or State C, and if State A employs a drop shipment rule, then the sale will be assigned to State A if that state is where the sales activity takes place.